Welcome back to Eurofootball Daily, where today we are flying across the continent to find 10 English players crushing it abroad. 10. Ryan Kent and James Tavernier. Okay, calling the Scottish Premiership abroad is a bit of a stretch, but you can't take away what Ryan Kent and James Tavernier have achieved since heading to Rangers. Two of 66 Englishmen who currently play in the Scottish top flight, both have been key figures in the Gers' remarkable resurgence. Kent has been in Glasgow since 2018, having joined permanently from Liverpool for £6.5 million after a successful loan. 2020-21 proved to be his best campaign yet in Royal Blue, scoring 8 and assisting 7 as Rangers shattered Celtic's hopes of 10 straight league titles. This season the goals have dried up, but with 7 assists and 3 more goal involvements in the Europa League, there is little doubting the 25-year-old winger's class. But Kent's impact pales in comparison to Tavernier. Now into his 7th campaign at Ibrox and 4th as captain, Tavernier is motoring towards 350 appearances for the club. And despite being a defender by trade, the 30-year-old has been prolific in the final third, scoring 17 and assisting 21 in the league since the start of 2020. 10 of those goals have come from the spot, but that just shows his set-piece pedigree. Loved and adored by the Rangers faithful, Tavernier might just be one of the most popular Englishmen ever to step foot in Glasgow. 9. Chris Smalling. When Jose Mourinho turned up at Roma this summer, Chris Smalling probably feared the worst. Despite the centre-half being a hit at the Stadio Olimpico, Mourinho was not his biggest fan, publicly slamming his ability to play out from the back during their days together at Manchester United. It remained to be seen if the defender could win him over in Rome. And initially it didn't look good. An injury caused the 32-year-old to miss the first 4 matches of Serie A, but even once fit, his next 3 appearances came off the bench, with Mourinho preferring a back 2 of Roger Ibanez and Gianluca Mancini. However, a goal and a clean sheet and a Europa Conference League win away to Zorya Luhansk changed Mourinho's mind, as the Englishman has been a staple for Roma ever since. Now on 31 appearances for the season, the former Fulham man has helped them to 5th in the table, scoring 3, making 3.3 clearances per 90 and winning a massive 78% of his aerial duels. And Mourinho can fear no more about the Londoner's ability on the ball, with Smalling completing 88% of his passes. No wonder they call him Smaldini. 8. Stephy Mavididi. Head to France and you will find 3 Englishmen in Ligue 1, including Angel Gomez at Lille and the aptly named Etienne Green at, you guessed it, St Etienne. However, the 21-year-old keeper has spent this season in the firing line, conceding 27 at a rate of almost 2 goals a game. So we're turning our attention to Montpellier's young forward Stephy Mavididi. A product of the Arsenal Academy and one-time Juventus star, Mavididi has been plying his trade in France since the start of 2019. 8 goals for Dijon earned him a €6.3 million move to Montpellier in 2020, where he has gradually been growing in stature. Last term, he ranked first in the entirety of Ligue 1 for goals per shot, scoring 9 from 31 attempts, hitting the target 55% of the time. This gave Montpellier the confidence to sell both their main strikers last summer in Andy Delort and Gaëtan Laborde, knowing Mavididi could lead the attack. Sure enough, he scored 8 and assisted 3, with his shots almost doubling to 2.4 per 90. Not prolific, but when you consider he's La Palade's top scorer and they're still comfortably mid-table, it looks like their decision has paid off. Mavididi is still only 23, so watch this space. 7. Reece Oxford. Alongside Jadon Sancho, Reece Oxford set the tone for young English players testing themselves in Germany. The defender was loaned out to Borussia Mönchengladbach from West Ham in 2017, the same time Sancho headed to Borussia Dortmund. That said, Oxford would admit their careers have developed at different speeds since. As while Sancho went on to become a poster boy of the Bundesliga, Oxford would only play 17 times over the next 2 seasons, first at Gladbach and then with the Bavarian minnows Augsburg. Considering he captained England at youth level and is the youngest player in Hammer's history, Oxford's wonderkid status looked in vain. But now 23, the Londoner has finally hit his stride. Augsburg made Oxford's loan deal permanent in 2019 and are now reaping the benefits of that decision. This season he is their most used outfield player, while only Niklas Dorsch betters his 3.6 tackles and interceptions per game. And at 6'4" he is a commanding presence at the back, currently completing the 8th most blocks and 4th most clearances in the Bully. Considering Augsburg has spent the entire season in a relegation scrap, they are lucky to have Oxford in their ranks. 6. Nani Madueke. Now to the Netherlands, where an English starlet has been lighting up the Eredivisie. That man is Nani Madueke, who made the ambitious move to PSV Eindhoven at 16 years old, leaving Tottenham Hotspur and rejecting Manchester United in the process. That said, choosing the same club that developed the likes of Memphis Depay and Steven Bergwijn is looking like a very smart decision. as no sooner had he started representing the youth team, Madueke was earning minutes in the Eredivisie, going on to net 9 in 32 appearances under Roger Schmidt last term. Truth be told, injuries have held Madueke back this season. 3 separate muscle issues have caused him to miss 20 games, although he still scored 9 in all competitions. Electric on the ball when he is fit, he's completing 2.3 dribbles per 90 and letting off 2 shots a match. The Londoner is now a wanted man with plenty of suitors circling. However, with his teammate and PSV golden boy Cody Gakpo likely to be sold first, we reckon Madueke might have one more campaign in Eindhoven before heading on to pastures new. 5. Bright Osayi-Samuel. Across the rest of Europe, there are plenty of Englishmen making a name for themselves. Chuba Akpom is back firing with PAOK in Greece, Marcus Edwards just earned a €7.5 million move to Sporting, and who can forget Jason Punchin or Matt Derbyshire loving life in Cyprus. However, none are performing to the same level as Bright Osayi-Samuel at the Turkish giants Fenerbahce. It was quite a surprise in January 2021 when the versatile winger chose Istanbul next. Osayi-Samuel had appeared over 100 times for QPR, developing a reputation for pace, flair and an eye for a pass. In 2019-20 alone, he scored 5 and assisted 8 for the Hoops in the Championship, leading many to assume the Premier League was cooling. But Fenerbahce won him over, and the Nigerian-born star quickly started to shine in his new surroundings. In a twist, Osayi-Samuel plays right back for the Yellow Canaries, so while his goal involvements have dropped, his defensive output has soared to a career-high 2.4 tackles and interceptions per match. Add to that a massive 2.6 dribbles per 90, and the 24-year-old has become one of the most dangerous fullbacks in the Super League. Let's see what he can do in Europe next term. 4. Fikayo Tomori. We are ramping up the class with our next choice, Fikayo Tomori. The former Chelsea man has been simply exceptional from the moment he touched down at AC Milan, looking worth every cent of the €29 million he cost last summer. Tomori is one of the most intelligent centre-halves in Serie A. He is combining a quality 2.5 tackles per 90 with 2 blocks and a massive 2.6 interceptions, showing excellent understanding of timing and positioning. This is also reflected in his pressing game with his 4.8 pressures per 90, the 3rd highest of any defender at Milan. The result is even though the Rossoneri have missed the influential Simon Kjaer through injury since December, their defence has stayed firm. In 2022, they've only conceded 8 times in 17 matches and are currently on a run of 7 straight clean sheets with Tomori at the heart of that effort. Why oh why Gareth Southgate keeps overlooking the 24-year-old, no one knows. England is lacking quality at centre-back, so let's hope Southgate wakes up and gives Tomori the chance he deserves. 3. Joe Hart. Once again, Scotland is hardly a world away from England, but we simply could not ignore the resurgence of Joe Hart, who finally looks at peace with Celtic. Hart's demise is well documented. Disregarded by Pep Guardiola after Euro 2016, the Manchester City legend has spent the last 5 years chopping and changing clubs from Torino to Tottenham in the pursuit of redemption. However, these new adventures often hit a dead end, with the Shropshire star averaging just 19 games a season since leaving the Etihad. Now 34, his move to Celtic looked like the final roll of the dice in his stumbling career. But so far, the gamble is paying off. Yes, the odd mistake still pops up, most notably against AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League and in a 4-2 win over Dundee, but Hart and his infectious personality has won over Celtic Park. In the Premiership, he's kept 17 clean sheets and conceded just 16 times, producing an overall save rate of 73.7%, that is his highest in a decade. This has left the boys on the cusp of regaining their Scottish crown and returning Hart to the Champions League. 2. Jude Bellingham. There are barely any midfielders in world football operating at the level of Jude Bellingham, let alone those who are still 18. The former Birmingham City star is yet to reach 100 appearances for Borussia Dortmund, but he's already assumed talismanic status with his 7 goals and 3 assists in the Bundesliga, keeping BVB on course for the Champions League. But those numbers do not do his ability justice. The England international currently ranks among the top 10% of midfielders in Europe for shots and assists per 90, and in the top 5% for dribbles and touches in the penalty area. Add to that a massive 22 pressures and 2.2 blocks per 90, and there is little that Bellingham can't do. In short, he's become BVB's playmaker from the deep, working tirelessly to regain the ball before unpicking the opposition around the box. Had Erling Haaland not been injured so often, there is no telling how impressive Bellingham's numbers might be. There is already talk of a €100 million price tag on his head, with suitors like Manchester City lining up. But produce another huge season in the Bundesliga, and who knows how high that final valuation might rise. 1. Tammy Abraham. Who else could be our number 1 pick than Tammy Abraham? A €40 million move to Roma last summer came with understandable pressure. The 24-year-old is the second biggest signing in Giallorossi history, and together with Jose Mourinho, he was expected to help close the gap on the Serie A elite. The latter objective is still a work in progress, but Abraham certainly hasn't disappointed. With 5 league games to play, the former Chelsea man has netted 15 in Serie A and 24 times overall. He has already scored more debut goals than any forward in Giallorossi history, beating the iconic Gabriel Batistuta and Vincenzo Montella, and could yet power Roma to Europa Conference League glory. His work rate is also earning adoration. Abraham is winning 3 aerials a match, drawing 1.3 fouls and attempting 14.1 pressures per 90, his most prolific defensive work since his days in the Championship. Make no mistake, the Stadio Olimpico is loving every second of his effort. Mourinho understands how to make legendary strikers, and where better to turn Abraham into a star than in the Eternal City itself. So that's our pick of 10 English players crushing it abroad. Who have we missed? Let us know in the comments down below, and maybe we'll do a part 2. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to Euro Football Daily, and we'll see you next time.